Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
And let's talk about what Legends about.
Let's hang out.
And let's listen to two lesbians shout.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Lez Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Leigh Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. And in season 7, we are releasing all kinds of bonus Patreon episodes. Our most recent one is coming out today on signature moves, so keep an eye out for that.
We also want to remind you that we are going to Costa Rica in May of 2024. We're going to be there the first week of May 1st to May 6th. We have so much fun stuff planned, and we are so excited to see everybody there. And some of you may have seen that last week for Travel Tuesday, we announced some coupon codes that are, I think, still available, a couple of them. So if you go to sign up now, you can get $75 off. The code is Lez Hang CR75. That would get you $75 off if you register now, but there's only a limited amount of them left, so you better get on them if you were hoping to join us. You can sign up at bit.ly/LesDo Costa Rica.
In the Greater Les universe, Shannon and Becky broke up of Becky's So Hot fame, and the internet has all kinds of feelings about it.
They're losing their minds.
They're waiting for Fletcher's response. Fletcher has not made a response yet.
Here's what I know is I think Fletcher had a tweet that said, "Girl of my dreams, ... I fucked it up." That could be related to this whole situation where people are pretty sure they broke up, but isn't clear. So
not clear. I also would not be surprised if Fletcher starts dating Becky after that. That would be the ultimate lesbian timeline.
That would be amazing.
Please. Let's have that happen. I would crack up.
We're going to keep us posted, everyone. If any new developments, we're going to be seeing,
she already has a song written about her. Like, she just, easy.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. New developments will follow along as they come. Also, in the Greater Les universe, we want to shout out Janelle Monáe. I mean, just for
always. How many times do you think we've talked about Janelle Monáe this week in the Lesdom?
Oh, a ton, I'm sure.
I just feel like it's because they're always doing cool shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, just for being Janelle Monáe. Shout out to Janelle Monáe for A, having Janelle Monáe's face, and B, for their Soul Train Music Award for the Soul of Music, I think. Is that right?
Yes, and it's the first time they've ever done a genderless award, which is pretty freaking cool.
I love that. They also had a super cool... Is this the one where they had the speech where they were like, I'm not a man or a woman. Yes. I'm like beyond. I fucking love them. They're so great. Also, I wanted to shout out this K-pop news. I don't know if we have a lot of big K-pop fans. I am not a huge K-pop fan, other than the fact that we tried to write a K-pop song that one time, and I do actually really enjoy K-pop music, but I know nothing about the fandom and inner workings of the K-pop world.
Honestly, that K-pop song slapped. That was for The Handmaiden.
The Handmaiden. Yes. Yeah. So what happened is I spent a lot of time listening to K-pop music on Spotify, and so now my Spotify plays K-pop all the time, and I'm like, I'm not mad about it, because honestly, the music slaps. So what I do know is that former K-pop idol, I am going to apologize, I'm going to do my best, former K-pop idol Cho Hyun who I think was in Mix 9, recently relaunched a YouTube page with her new girlfriend, whose name is Yuna, and they're becoming YouTube lesbian vloggers together, which I just love.
We need more YouTube lesbian vloggers in this
Yes. Well, and I think Korea might, honestly, because there's not, true. In the K-pop world, there's like not a ton of queer reps. So happy to see it. If we have any like devoted K-pop stans who know more details about this than I do, please let us know. We'd love all the backstory here. That's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Leigh.
Thanks, Ellie and Leigh, and welcome to our 116th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And in this week's episode, being a podcaster is an illusion, like a magic trick or cryptocurrency. You just have to believe in it, and then the listeners will too.
So isn't everything in this world just an illusion?
Yes, it's all made up. The world is fake.
It's all fake, but especially cryptocurrency.
But I feel like we talk a lot about how like podcasting, especially because we just sort of record in a vacuum and then we talk as though people are listening, and you have to just believe that they will someday.
Literally no clue. I mean, we know now, but that is pretty funny.
Can I tell you how much I tried so hard, Ellie? The bit I really wanted to do for the in this week's episode lead in this week, I tried so hard to think of a way to try to adapt the breaking of the fourth wall, head turn, camera, talk directly into the camera, visual gag for an audio medium. I couldn't find a way to make it work very well. Especially for a movie that probably most people have not watched yet. So
it was a stretch, but it's okay. You did what you could.
Yeah, I did what I could.
So let's dive in. What film are we talking about today?
Today we are celebrating the SAG strike ending by doing a not super old. I mean, this came out in 2022. I was just going to say slightly obscure. I feel like it didn't get a lot of press that I saw.
Yeah, it's definitely slightly obscure. I find it funny because I was talking to you and I was like, the SAG strike's over. Let's do something crazy. Like the biggest blockbuster hit of the year. And Leigh was like,
and I was like, here's a weird thing that's not even streaming on Hulu anymore.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, fine. That's the kind of week we've had. So
okay, 2022 hit film Darby and the Dead. Okay, that's what we're talking about today.
And I feel like
we're coming back with a fizzle. Okay.
Love it. We just were like, let's just slowly climb up here, but it's okay. I feel like the reason that you suggested this film though is because from looking at the trailer, right? It's like, okay, there's a lot of queer things in this, and we'll get to it in the gay synopsis, but you got dead people, right? You got mediums.
Yeah, gay right off the bat. Deaf, gay.
You have Nicole Maines.
Which I didn't even know she was in this until I started the movie. I saw the trailer, I saw Auli'i Cravalho, and I saw that it was a story that focused on two girls sort of as the main protagonists who can only interact with each other. And I was like, sold. How could we not find stuff to talk about?
And we will. So after that horrible pitch, listen to the rest of this episode. You're going to love it. Let's go.
I stand by.
Baby.
It's a weird, fun movie. We're going to talk about it. Yeah. Okay. I'm so excited. I've never appreciated my IMDb synopses more than this season. Okay. So the IMDb synopsis for Darby and the Dead is as follows. Darby Harper was granted the ability to see ghosts after suffering a near-death experience in her childhood. She runs a side business counseling local spirits in her spare time.
How do we feel about our first IMDb synopsis?
Here's what I love about this IMDb synopsis. This IMDb synopsis covers the painfully heavy expository first 2 minutes of the movie and then nothing else. No other. Capri's character not even mentioned in the IMDb synopsis, which I find hilarious as a synopsis of this movie.
No mention of the donut mascot, all important things in this film.
Yeah.
The fighting donuts, baby.
The fighting donuts.
Yes.
Yeah, wild. So not the best synopsis we've had, but yeah, please improve upon it for us, Ellie.
All right, so here's my thoughts. If Just Like Heaven were gay, it's my gay synopsis is what I would like this film to have been.
Can I tell you,
You
as
love
much
Just
as
Like Heaven. I know it. You've said it so many times.
Just Like I love it so much. It's just because that is so not a movie that I expect myself to love as much as I unironically love that movie.
It's just
I
like
kind of want to watch Just Like Heaven now.
It's just like the
maybe that's why I wanted to do this movie.
Honestly, we should just do it. Should have been gay on Just Like Heaven. But here we are.
And the should have been gay is just please make a gay version of this movie for me specifically, just for me, please. Santa, how do I get this? Okay, my gay synopsis is Darby Harper loses the secret love of her life in a freak electrocution accident, but in a afterlife-y enemies to lovers twist, gets to find closure with her now girlfriend and then beard up. That's all.
Love it. Okay, see, for me, we're going to dive into this. I feel like that is accurate, but I also feel like her donut boyfriend, you say she beards up, but like to me, the man that she's with, Alex, is queer.
Yeah, like yes.
I
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Him to be like, he's pan, he's bi. Like, I feel like they're in a seemingly heterosexual relationship. Like, it looks heterosexual, but they're gay together. Like,
I think they are each other's beards. Absolutely.
No, I don't think they're each other's beards. I think they're both bi in a heterosexual facing queer
that's fine.
relationship.
We can duke it out when we get into my very deep interpretation of this movie. Let's start. Can we start with like the surface level stuff? Okay.
Yes.
Surface level stuff. Real quick plot synopsis for anyone who was not sold by our really stunning review of this movie at the top of the episode.
It has like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I feel like
not
the
to
way
watch
we're describing this film is a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's the way that this film.
But that doesn't mean that it can't be enjoyable. Okay.
Yes, I did enjoy it. It was silly.
I did enjoy it.
It was fun. It was mediocre.
It's got Nicole Maines, a surprise Nicole Maines.
Nicole Maines was incredible. She was so
hilarious in this. She's so fucking funny. And I honestly, like, I don't know that I noticed in any of the trailers. I was focused on the kind of, plot and Auli'i Cravalho of it all. And I didn't even notice if Nicole Maines was in the trailer. So when her character showed up, I was beside myself with joy. I just loved all of it. Okay, so we start out with this like very, very heavy-handed exposition, right? Mm-hmm. It felt like they were like, if we had made a 4-episode mini-series explaining how Darby Harper got here and became able to see dead people, that's what happens in like the first 3 minutes of the movie, right? Where she's like, my mom was a cheerleader and I was a childhood cheerleader as well, and everything was happy and wonderful in my life, and then my mom died in a freak accident at the beach and I died too, but they brought me back and now I can see dead people, but nobody else can see dead people, and I help the dead people pass on every Friday night from my bedroom/office where I do my after-school job of helping dead people, but nobody at school understands me, right? Like that's
so I'm not misunderstood because I talk to myself and play chess with myself because
and I wear hoodies and chucks, and so therefore no one thinks I'm cool, right? And I'm like, cause you gay, bitch. That's what's happening.
She does have a super gay
right
aesthetic.
here.
She really does.
It's so strong.
It's so gay. It's so strong. Yeah, it's so gay.
So
it's like Hot Topic gay. She's rocking a Hot Topic gay situation.
She's very Hot Topic gay. I love that. I love that vibe for her. So we get that exposition, and then we like dive into the story, and the story's like, I'm starting my junior year and I'm unpopular and high school's the worst because I'm unpopular.
And my best friends are dead.
And all my friends are dead.
All my friends are dead people.
Are dead ghost people that I call deados.
It's something else.
Listen, I swear. Okay, this is a total weird just aside for me to get to already in this movie. But can I tell you what? So do you remember the Hunger Games?
Oh, yep. I've heard of them. Yep.
Okay. So many years ago, like when I was in grad school at the time. So this must have been like back in 2012 or thereabouts. Okay. Yeah. I found it was a Tumblr post, and it was a Tumblr post of somebody who was reading the Hunger Games, and they basically like live blogged themselves reading the Hunger Games. And here's what I mean, it was a very, very funny whole thing through the whole story. But one of my favorite parts about it is that this girl hated PETA. And so all of her things about PETA in her Hunger Games live blog were like, PETA's such an idiot. And she kept making him be such a big idiot because she hated PETA so much. Mm-hmm. And I love PETA and loved him even more because of how much how she wrote him because of how much she hated him. And I was like, no, this just actually makes me like PETA even more. I think it backfired. Yeah. And here's what's going to happen the more you and I talk about this movie. The more we highlight the ridiculousness of this movie, the more I'm enjoying it already.
The more you love it.
Yeah, I'm like, actually like,
you
totally.
know what? This film is great.
This is my favorite movie.
Yeah,
Darby
I'm going to keep rewatching it over and over and over.
I can't believe they didn't call the movie Darby and the Deados is the only problem I have. Okay, so the Deados, Darby, all of her friends are dead, and she basically just walks into high school, and it's the breaking the fourth wall is so much. So she just keeps directly addressing the viewers and being like, that's Capri so-and-so, and that's her boyfriend James. He was on The Voice. And all this stuff. So it's wild. She's just like shitting all over the popular kids. She's like, they're so, vapid and one-dimensional and I have
so
real problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
misunderstood.
Classic. There's so many teen movie tropes in this. It's wild.
So many. It's
very
lot.
Heavy-handed.
Okay, but here's what else is heavy-handed in that exposition is Darby, who spends the whole intro of the movie being like, oh, let me tell you about Capri and how she is the worst. Just terrible. Hate that girl. And then you walk into her bedroom and it's like the top photo
picture of her and Capri.
Yeah. There's a 10-year-old photo of her and Capri cheerleading together that just sort of lives
around.
Perpetually out. Anyways, just saying, a little sus, Darby, a little sus. But so she shows up
girl
for
has been hung up. It's like it's a Janice.
Yes.
It's a Janice Regina situation,
Yes.
Like she's like, we used to be best friends and we had a falling out. Like her dad drops her off at school and is like, oh, look, it's Capri, your old best friend.
Yeah. Can't believe you were joined at the hip. Why did you stop hanging out?
Obsessed with each other.
Okay, I have theories about why they stopped hanging out.
We know why.
I have theories about what happened at a sleepover one night that no one was ready for and we didn't know how to process our feelings. Anyways, it's fine. So, so her dad drops her off and he's like, wow, you used to be joined at the hip. Like, what happened? Oh my God. And she's like, shut up, Dad. Bye.
She's like,
I'm gay, Dad. Slams the door, walks away.
Yeah.
Okay, and so then we meet Alex, right, who's the new kid at school, and the principal like foists this kid off on Darby because I swear to God, the principal's like, oh, you two homos, you hang out together, right? Here.
You two gays, get together. And
he meets Alex and he's like, I have just the gay to tour you around our after-school club fair, right?
Yep. And then, okay, so here's the thing. About, are we trying to go through the plot, or are we also talking about gay shit?
I meant to go through the plot and then I got distracted. Okay, let me do the plot. I'm gonna do it fast. I'm gonna not look at my notes. I'm gonna just do the plot. Okay, so yes, Darby, unpopular. Capri, very popular cheerleader, head of the cheer squad, whatever. Okay, Capri in the locker room, straightening her hair, freak accident, falls into a puddle of water holding her hair straightener and electrocutes herself and dies, right? Which means she becomes a deado, and Darby's the only person who can see deados, so Capri comes to haunt Darby and is like, I can't move on until somebody throws me my Super 17 Coachella bash that I was supposed to have next month, because that is the only thing that matters to me in this life, in this afterlife. That's all I care about. So I'm gonna make Darby popular and like puppet master her into the popular girl so that she can take over my friend group to convince them to throw my 17th birthday party. And then Darby does that, and then they fight, and then they make up, and then Capri passes on, and they can't kiss because they're a ghost. And that's the story.
And that's it. Okay.
That's what happens.
Great explanation. So to go back to the gay shit.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
I would like to talk, obviously, Darby and Capri are the big ones, right? But let's just talk a little bit about Darby and Alex, because that's her, like, male love interest in this. And I feel like so we find out at the end, spoiler alert, that he also can communicate with spirits, right? So there's this whole thing with them. And I feel like they're the two quote unquote freaks. Like they're so different from everyone else, quote unquote gay, right? And then she's like, oh, I always say like, oh, like I'm a big lesbian. And like people always like shrug, like whenever I say that, people run away, right?
Yeah.
So like lesbian is code for, oh, I see and talk to dead people, right? Another, right? Witches, mediums, like all gay. So she says to him, she's like, let me get this man off my back. And she's like, I can talk to dead people. So like, I can't hang out with you on Friday because I'm going to be talking to my dead people. And he's like, oh, cool. I love people who talk to dead people, right? So she says to him, I'm gay. And she expects him to be like, I'm going to run away. And he's like, oh, I actually really like gay people.
Yeah. Yes.
And
he's like,
so
actually, I'm gay too. Because that boy is not straight. I'm sorry.
So gay. I'm so
sorry.
Gay.
I refuse.
They're both so gay. Like, that's the thing. Like, it is like, this is like the first, they both understand each other because they both can talk to dead people, right? In the same way that like closeted people, right? And there's a closet.
Is this the new like, do you listen to Girl in Red? It's like, do you talk to dead people?
Yeah, do you talk to dead people? But they're both in a closet because of that, right? He can't talk to anyone. His parents literally committed him because he could talk to dead people, right?
Yeah, sounds familiar, Alex. I hear you, buddy.
They put him in a gay conversion camp. It didn't work. And they were like, all right, I guess we just got to switch schools for you and start all over again. Darby.
Sorry, I'm just picturing Alex transplanted into like Cameron Post. And he's just got his little, little blanket pulled up and he's like, I see dead people. My brain's going to some weird places right now. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. But like, right, she has never told anyone because she's like, you're going to think I'm a freak. He doesn't tell anyone because when he told people, he literally got put in an institution. And now they're both closeted, but they can be uncloseted with each other. But they're still closeted to everyone else at the school. Even by the end. It's like, oh, now we're boyfriend and girlfriend and we hang out and talk to dead people. And it's so sweet and cool together. But it's like, they've been living in a closet. And now they're the only two people who can be their true selves with, you know? So
meanwhile, Darby's got a dead girlfriend and it's complicated.
It is complicated. Let's dive into the Capri of it all.
Okay. Capri is unhinged in this film. Okay. But what I love is sometimes I feel like the ways that Capri is the most unhinged in this movie to me are how blatantly gay she's written to be.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so here's the thing. I want to talk about a couple things that jumped out at me.
Cool.
The first one that I just found, I was like just so beside myself with joy when this scene happened. So Darby has a friend, like one of her best friends is named Gary, right? Gary was their school custodian, janitor, landscaper, something. He worked at the school.
Yeah.
Right? Gary worked at the school. Gary also had a freak accident. This school, not the safest place, okay? No. Gary had a freak accident and died, and now he hangs out around the school and he plays chess with Darby at lunch. And Gary is the type of deado that Darby calls a stayer. Because Gary is waiting around and he refuses to pass on until his wife passes on as well so that they can pass on together, okay? And here's the conversation that happens when Darby introduces Capri to Gary. She says, Gary's a stayer. He's waiting for his wife to die so they can pass on together. And Capri responds, okay, then I will be a stayer too.
You're saying she's going to be a stayer for Darby?
So I'm just saying that Capri's only understanding, right, right. Like Capri's whole response to being like, oh, he's waiting for his wife to die. Me too. And I'm like, an interesting response to that explanation of what's happening here with Gary.
She's going to wait for her girlfriend.
Okay? And then it's immediate, like, again, anytime you have literally electrically charged scenes between the two main female protagonists in your movie, like, there's the scene that killed me is so they fight a lot, right? Like, they're fighting a lot, and Capri sort of has this like electrical energy ability to like manipulate objects and Darby herself. And anyways, I just feel like they could have gone a lot more interesting places with that. But
she can physically move her entire body. Why did we not use this?
Why don't we
use this to our advantage, people?
Wild. Think about the cheering tumbles they could have come up with, right?
Oh my
Anyways.
God.
Okay.
They really missed an opportunity there.
But here's the thing. So there's that scene where they're fighting, right? Because early on, it's very enemies to lovers for me, this dynamic, okay? So in their enemies phase, she's sort of like following Darby around school, and they have this scene where they go back in the locker room, and they're yelling at each other in the locker room, and Darby walks away, like walks out of this whole fight, and she does that by walking through
her. Yeah.
Capri's body. And I just feel like Capri's reaction when that happened was a little like, I thought something else was about to happen here, right?
Like, she's surprised. She's like, you came close to me, but then you went through me.
She's like, her face was, she was like, her lips were approaching, but she's gone. What happened? What happened? We didn't even kiss. Like,
we didn't kiss and make up.
Right. Like, I just feel like she saw that going in a different direction, and her face afterwards reads as very, like, surprised and
disappointed.
Like, yes.
Yeah. I think, too, there's a lot of transference in this whole thing, right? Because Capri literally wants to turn Darby into her, right?
Yeah.
And so it's the kind of thing where it's like Darby starts to like enjoy Capri's life, right? She's like, oh, this is sort of nice. To the point where she literally like sort of has a crush on her boyfriend, right? And that whole thing is like the gayest ever, right? Where she's like, but it's also it's interesting to me because I feel like the boyfriend has a crush on Darby, and Darby's like, this is weird. Like,
Darby hates it.
She doesn't like it, right?
No.
She's like, I love Capri, so please don't fuck this up for me.
Yeah.
Like
that whole scene in the treehouse, Darby's like, okay, and I gotta go. Bye. Please don't come with me. Don't touch me. Don't hold my hand. Don't do anything. Please get away from me. Darby might misunderstand.
She's like, I cannot, you don't understand. Your ex-girlfriend is now my girlfriend, so she will flip the fuck out if she sees us together.
Yes.
Like, she has such this like uncomfortableness around the boyfriend, where she's like, I'm trying to be friendly towards you because like I do feel for you, because I understand what it is like to love Capri and lose her.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm empathetic about that, but also please do not touch me.
But I want nothing to do with you.
And I cannot try to explain this to Capri.
And Capri, it's not just with James, right? It's not just with James. Capri also, the second that Darby starts having any sort of like, oh, I'm going to go sit with Alex. And she's like, absolutely not. Like, do not sit there. She's like, don't you dare pull that fucking chair out. I will ghost electricity the shit out of.
That's so true. She's like, keep her away from every man.
Yes.
Oh my God.
She's like, you cannot sit at that table. Don't do it. Don't sit at that table. Come sit over here. She's like, no, you can't pull the chair out. I won't let you pull the chair out. You will never sit next to that boy. Which really, like, Capri, like, have a little better gaydar, honey. Like, look at that. Look at that boy.
She uses her powers constantly to cock block her.
It's so like, true, though.
Oh, you want to be with anyone besides me? Nope. That's a no for me.
It's so true. Okay, so let's talk about some of the other Capri stuff. Because first of all, anytime you have a makeover scene, gay. Just gay. I don't make the rules. Makeover scenes are gay. Okay. So the makeover scene and how excited Capri gets at the end, where she's like, oh my God, you actually look kind of hot. And you're like, yeah, you've been holding that one like in your back pocket this whole time.
Really has.
Haven't you? But also, what's the thing she gets the most excited about when she's doing Darby's whole makeover transformation? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but like lips ?
No, it's a suit. Oh my God, it's a suit. It's a suit. And she gets so excited about finding this like vintage suit in Darby's closet. And I'm like, do you want to see Darby in a suit that badly?
She definitely does.
Like, she really does.
She for sure does. Also, the amount of time she spends in that bedroom. No one has been in that bedroom except for Capri. That bedroom has cobwebs all over it.
Yeah. The only people in there are deados, Ellie. Come on.
I know. And she's like, all right, fine. Now I have a hot young deado here. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. And Darby's like, let me pull out my best vintage outfits and my best suit. Okay. Casual. I see.
And she definitely like now like Darby's like wanting to look good for Capri. She's like, would Capri think I was cute in this? Like,
Yeah.
it rubs off on her.
Yeah. And Capri, meanwhile, is like, oh my God, how are the numbers on that bikini selfie? And you're like,
That's
this,
so
like, you two, this whole thing is a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Also, like, that's giving like, have you ever had, this is probably a no from you.
Do it.
Here we go.
Do it.
Have you ever had friends take nudes for you?
I have not had friends take nudes for me.
Interesting. Neither have I. No. But it's giving me like, okay, like in college, like my roommate would be like, here, like, I want to take nudes for my boyfriend. Take them for me. Right? It's giving me like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
even in my current state, like I have gay friends who I'm like, take this picture of me and like put me in the right position. You know what I mean? Like people do this. This is not a thing that I'm only doing. Listeners, let me know.
I thought you hadn't, Ellie. I thought you hadn't done
let
that.
me know if the thing that I definitely have not done.
Yeah,
you
if you have also not
you
done
have
it.
also not done it.
Who do you find hashtag relatable content? Listen, it's not that I wouldn't. It's like not like I wouldn't do like a boudoir shoot. I just
Yeah. But it's giving
haven't.
boudoir. It's giving boudoir.
It's giving I'm asking the girl I'm into to do my boudoir shoot. Yes.
It's giving let's pose you in a bikini because Instagram will love it.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/Lez Hang Out today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Lez Hang Out.
Let's hang out.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Right. This
Think
picture
of all
will
the
be
likes.
so good for your social media presence.
Yeah.
But like, I'm the only one who's been here for every single shot, and I'm making sure it's like a 3-hour photo shoot.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I need to do is mist you a little.
Yeah.
Just spray some water. I think you should be a little more like damp.
Like, maybe like just like take a strap off. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Just like a
yeah.
little, show a little shoulder. Like,
You should put like some. I'll let me oil your body down. I think it'll really glow.
I think we should put some sunscreen on you.
I think you're gonna glow if I
indoors.
do this. Lie down. Just lie down. Okay. I should probably be straddling you for this. This is the easiest way to reach everywhere. Anyway, how's the photo doing? Did the photos do well?
Yeah, exactly. How many likes did you get on that picture that I took of you? Yeah, that's exactly what it's giving. Exactly.
Incredible.
Everything. But what else about Capri?
So Capri, very jealous, and Capri at the end as well, right? Like Capri loses her mind a little bit. And so then they have to have this reconciliation scene, right? And I love how wild this felt to me, because their reconciliation when Capri shows up and she's like, "You're the coolest and most specialist person I've ever met." And I'm like, so this is the draft of the script where they wrote out like, "I'm in love with you." So they okay,
and
so someone crossed that out with a big red pen.
You're
and then
cool and special.
And then wrote in the most like trite, just syrupy nonsense instead. Is that what's happening? Because that line just fell so totally flat.
It was it was
terrible. It was terrible.
I mean, their whole thing is like, so Capri has hated her, right? But then it's like this entire movie is just intimate moments between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're in a codependent relationship because Capri literally cannot do anything without Darby. Like, but here's the thing. She sets fire to the family's yoga studio.
She can do literally everything. She seems to have unlimited power.
Yeah, she could leave because she does go back to her parents' house at some point, right?
She can fly Darby's entire body in the air. She can manipulate the Ouija board.
The Ouija board, yeah.
20 minutes consistent. Like, this is not like like spark, I can knock a pen off a table. This girl could do anything she wants. Anything.
And she chooses to stay with Darby, right? She chooses to spend her time with Darby.
She could pick up a pen and fucking write love notes to Jamesy anytime she wants, right? She could just pick up a pen and start being like, "Hey, Jamesy, it's Capri here. Still around. Sorry I died, but I just wanted to be close to you."
She does that.
But instead, she's like, "I can't believe that." Right, but she only does it when she gets jealous.
Yeah, when she's like, "Darby, I cannot believe you're dating someone else."
She never once interacts with James the entire time until James starts showing interest in Darby. Just saying.
And then
saying.
She's like, "Not
Lil
with my
sus,
girlfriend,
Capri.
not
Lil
with my
sus.
girlfriend, Jamesy, not with my girlfriend." It's like, if I can't have her, no one can.
Yes. And here's what I find most surprising about Capri. I can't believe she didn't have the confidence to come out while she was still alive. Because I'm sorry, but that cheer coach, gay.
Gay.
Coach Paula, gay for sure.
Gay.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. The whole storyline is supposed to be that, like, the only two people, like, there's also this whole thing. Oh my God. Gary basically is like, Capri opened you up to a world of possibilities you never knew were possible.
Yeah.
Right? She, like, and then her mother literally comes back to be like, my unfinished business was to make sure you could open yourself back up to love again with Capri in the room. And she's like, finally, I've seen you could love another person again.
Yeah.
And the person is fucking Capri right there. Like, so
also, can we talk about how wild that whole storyline with her mother is? Like, her mother is a ghost who has just been kicking around for a fucking decade and never once came to see her daughter. Never once. And you can, it's so insane of a plot line to have her be like, I was waiting until you were ready to love again. And I'm like, and that's when you chose to show, that's what? I watched my daughter become an emotionally closed up shell of a person because I was just biding my time.
Yeah.
Until the right girl came along.
To come out. And you didn't come out soon enough. I just was sitting there waiting. I was like, well, maybe she'll come out tomorrow. Like, she's so gay. She must come out sometime.
Yeah.
And then it turned into decades. I
just picture her mom like hiding behind a tree with a little like rainbow flag, just being like, are you ready for me yet, Darby?
Are you ready? But she literally does. She comes to her. And like the grand gestures that Capri does for Darby, right? She's like, I searched far and wide and I found your mother. Like,
insane.
But also it's like part of it is like why Capri didn't come out when she was alive is because I feel like it's also it's a story of Darby growing into herself, but it's also a story of Capri growing into herself and realizing things about herself and being like, wait, I only had superficial relationships when I was alive, right? Like, I didn't really care about Jamesy. I don't really care about these 3 other girls that were my best friends.
Yeah.
And the only person I truly love is you, Darby.
It's a coming out journey.
It's a coming out journey for both of them.
Right.
And the only way, so her whole thing was she was going to pass after the party, right? The party's a shit show because she's throwing a jealous fit of rage for Darby. She decides to pass over basically after she makes up with Darby and is like, I love you, Darby. Now
Sorry, you are the specialist person.
Sorry, you're the specialist person
I've ever met.
Now I can leave. Because I finally told the girl I loved that I love her. It's a weight off my chest.
Okay.
And I can move on.
So here's what I want to talk about. Because I feel like this movie, to me, it's so close. And it feels like a perfect, like, very thinly veiled metaphor. Okay? And so here's what I want to talk about. Because I feel very strongly about Darby and Alex bearding up. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's how I see this. Let's take seeing dead people as just a remapping of being gay. Okay.
I agree with that statement.
Okay. So Alex shows up at a new school, right? And the principal like foists him off on this girl who's like, oh, she's wearing Chucks. She's got a hoodie on. She doesn't seem to have a lot of friends. She's not very like outgoing and social. She kind of keeps to herself a little bit. And he starts to notice like, wow, I think we have some similarities, right? And then in conversation one day, she's like, sorry, I can't hang out with you because I'm gay. Ha ha ha. And he's like, oh, me too. Wait, you're gone. Oh. And he's like, wow, she like came out to me and I tried to come out back and I like couldn't do it, right? Like, she blew me off. And so then he's like, I'm going to keep trying to, like, be friends with her and, like, hang out with her and sort of get close, but not really in a very, like, it feels very platonic a lot of the time.
Yes.
Right? And so, again, like, what teenage boy is like, oh, can we go get coffee sometime? as like a
And
date.
he said that he just wanted to go to coffee with her to tell her he was gay.
Yes.
He wanted to come out to her at the coffee date.
Yes.
That's why he asked for the coffee date.
And this is a teen rom-com movie where he's not like, hey, do you want to go to the dance? Do you want to go to a movie? Do you want to take a drive in my car? He's like, let's go get coffee. And I'm like, yes, little gay boy. Like, of course you want to go get coffee.
It's the definition of friend zone, right? Like lunch date, friend
yes.
zone.
It's so obvious,
Coffee,
right?
Friend zone.
And he was gearing himself up. He's like, listen, this was like a big deal for me. Like, I was in conversion camp. My parents tried to like, you know, get me to, you know, kind of put all this aside. And I've spent a lot of time in the closet now after that, like, because I was so traumatized by this experience. And I learned to just sort of like tell myself that I'm not even gay. And I was ready to share it with another person. And then you blew me off. And that was really hurtful.
Yep.
Okay. And meanwhile, Darby is like, okay, but like the girl I was in love with just died. And like we had sort of this undefined, unfinished relationship status. And we had this past from our childhood. And we hadn't really gotten to, you know, figure everything out. But I'm also like, I can't really let her go yet. Like, she's not ready to move on. Like, I'm not ready to move on. You know, like, we're both kind of stuck in this place. And Capri's like, yeah, I'm staying till my wife dies too. But here I am. Don't touch any boys.
Don't
right?
you dare touch another man.
Don't you dare ever go near another man in your life. And then they have this beautiful closure, right? They figure things out. They get to a better understanding of each other. They kind of air out all their misunderstandings, all of their anger, all of their confusion, right? And finally, Capri's like, I love you, Darby, but like, it's time for me to move on and like make space for all of the women that are going to come in your life. Like, you can't be with a ghost forever, right? Even one who seems to have a actual like surprising physical presence in this realm.
I'm sure they could make it work.
They could have kissed, is all I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyways, so, you know, they finally get there, and then Alex like waltzes around the corner and is like, I'm gay too, Darby. And she's like, what? And he's like, I've been trying to come out to you this entire movie ever since Principal What's-His-Face threw us together to form our own GSA. Like, I'm here.
He was like, I put you at the after-school fair for a reason. Here's the forms to start a new club.
Yeah, he's like, look at me dancing in a donut suit. Does that feel straight to you? I don't think so.
No.
Okay. So he's like, I'm here. I've been gay the whole time. And then she's like, wait, but I'm gay. And he's like, I know. I clocked you the second I walked in, bitch. Like,
exactly. I knew before you even told me.
He's like, I saw those shoes and I knew right away. Like, what are you talking about? And then she's like, well, what do you want to do on Friday nights? And he's like, talk to dead people together, obviously. Right? Because if we have this whole analogy where like talking to dead people is being
they're
gay.
Going to the gay bar every Friday
Yes.
night?
I think they are each other's beards because they're like, I don't know if I'm ready to come out in high school. Like, I've got some trauma and baggage around my own like homosexuality, but you can be my safe high school beard. And every Friday night we just talk to dead people together in my bedroom, you know,
and just explore our sexuality in a safe space. I love that storyline.
And okay, and here's why I love it even more, because now you add in the weird extra layer to this movie that doesn't really have any reason to be there, of them breaking the fourth wall. Okay, and here's why I think it's so interesting, because there's nothing that breaking the fourth wall did that couldn't have been done by a voiceover like every other movie, like every other teen movie that you do, right? Like the lines that Darby turns and delivers directly into the camera in your typical movie would have been done as a voiceover, right? You would just have the audio track of her kind of like, you know, I didn't want to go to the dance. Right. Like you'd have the inner monologue moment, but it's not done as an inner monologue. It is done as a breaking the fourth wall. And so what I think is really interesting about that is when you recast this movie as a gay allegory, right? Then what you end up with is at the end, he's like, yeah, I can see dead people. Like, of course I'm gay. And then they both turn and look directly in the camera and they're like, I see them too. And they like talk directly to
us, the gays watching.
To us, the gay. Well, to either us, the gays watching, or us, the audience, that he's like, I don't know if we're ready to be gay for you yet. Like, this feels a little intrusive. And like, I don't have to be who you want me to be. Like, we can tell our own story here, right? But it just sort of casts the audience in this like weirdly intrusive role in a story that I have decided is all about coming out as gay.
Just so coming out story.
I just think it adds this really nice extra little layer into a coming out story to have this weird fourth wall breaking bit that sort of becomes much more at the end. You know, when they're like, yeah, I see them and I see them and I see them too. Like, yeah. let's go hide our being gay somewhere where they won't see it, right?
Let's go hide. And also the last scene where he kisses her on the cheek. He kisses her on the cheek. They never even kiss on the lips.
But that's what I'm saying. And they do it specifically looking in the camera.
Yeah, to be like, wink, wink.
Yes, because they're like, "Oh, are you still watching us? Okay, here we go. I'll give her a little smooch on the cheek. Like, if you guys are still here, weirdos, right? Doesn't it all make sense?
It all makes perfect sense.
It all fits. That's what I'm saying.
It all fits. Do we have any other gay things about this film?
I just feel like I should shout out again Nicole Maines in this because I just thought that was great.
Well, and also, yeah, she like has this perfect line where she's like, it's like a tampon joke or whatever, and she's like still trans.
Incredible. So
I love we're just like, we love like the like, yes, Nicole Maines is trans in this, but like also she's a popular cheerleader and here's her personality and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of the like trans characters that we've that are just like,
low key, not a part of the plot. Yeah. Has nothing to do with anything. She is a popular cheerleader. I love it, and I just love. I also love the other little throwaway line that they gave her at the end that no one ever really explains. Where it's after Capri has passed on and Darby. So, okay, again, I'm going to fit this into my whole analysis, right? So Darby is after cheer practice, and she has that whole conversation with Alex, and then he walks away, and the trio walk up to her, and she's like, I got a date with the donut. And the guy's like, yeah, you did. And then Nicole Maines' character just looks at her and goes, I love you.
I know.
And I was like, what just happened? And I was like, I feel like Nicole's character clocked her the whole time too, and is like, what? No, I'm right here.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, you're also gay, and why are you with this man?
I'm right here. I've been here the whole time. What are you talking about? I feel like she feels like she just missed her shot. That's all.
It's okay. She could still have her shot once they figure out that they're done bearding. It's okay. All right. So which characters are we shipping?
I mean, hard to say.
Darby and
Capri. Yeah.
Obviously.
Amazing. Dapri. Carby.
They've got a good ship name because they're meant to be together.
Yeah.
We love an enemies to friends to lovers trope. We are here
Darby Corn.
We are here for it. Also, yeah, her name is a literal astrological sign. Her name is Capricorn.
Gay.
And her short for
gay.
Capri is short for Capricorn. Gay.
So gay.
Gay. Okay. But we can agree that Darby and the Dead
should have been gay.
Heading into our Q and gay. Here we go.
Q and gay.
Question number 1. What would you have been doing in high school? A, cheer team. B, football team. C, mascot.
Oh boy. Me in high school. I feel like I don't want to say mascot, but mascot's probably the most accurate.
But it's true.
Of all of those. I mean, I don't know, man. I was pretty athletic in high school.
So you think you could be on the football team or what?
I feel like I could also have pulled off, like, you know, a sport. Like, I mean, I was a 3-sport varsity athlete, Ellie, is all I'm saying, okay?
You could have done it, Leigh.
I feel like I'm saying that, and I want everyone to know that no one in my school wanted to do cross country or track. So by default, you were varsity.
Yeah.
I was good at tennis, okay? But the rest I earned by just being alive and present.
By showing up.
I did earn them by showing up, and I showed up, damn it.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you were the best shower ever.
Ellie, question 2. Would you be a stayer or move on?
Oh, that's a hard question. I feel like it depends on what the unfinished business is, but I feel like I would be holding on so tight I'd want to be a stayer, but I think once you watch the movie and it's like if I was invisible, like just move on, you know?
I feel like invisible would be a rough road for you.
Invisible would be real rough for me. Like I would take the risk of moving on to at least be visible to some people in my life.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
In my afterlife. All right, question number 3. What emoji do you use the most? A, eggplant, B, cat, C, peach, or D, water drops?
I use none of those emojis. I think the emoji.
Use an what's your emoji you use the most?
The like actual emoji I use the most.
Yeah.
Oh, I am a millennial. It's the crying laughing emoji. I mean, hands down.
I always use that too, but I've been using, I think also just because of my stress levels, the like smiley face with the one like, do you know what I mean? There's like the one
sweat
drop.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like constantly the smiley with the one sweat drop.
Yeah.
Like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
That's my emoji.
Yeah, I'm not a sexy emojis texting kind of person.
Honestly,
like,
I don't think any of us are at this age. I think we passed the age of the sexy emojis, and that's okay.
It's too late for that. Like okay. I've been married for over a decade. What do you think we have time to text each other that stuff? Come on.
No. And also, if you were going to text each other, you would not send a peach or a cat.
I'm going to start texting Kelsey peaches just out of context
just to see
for no
happens.
reason.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start texting her, you up, peach? And she'll be like, I'm sitting on the couch next to you. What are you doing?
You're like, of course I'm up. I'm right. Yeah, you know I'm up.
Okay, question 4, Ellie. What was your high school mascot out of A, a donut, B, a horse, C, a tiger, or D, a wolf?
My mascot was actually the wolf.
Oh.
We were the wolf pack.
Wow, that feels aggressive.
It was very aggressive.
Ours was the Lancers, so it involved a horse. The little knight was on a horse.
We were the wolves for a very pretentious reason, which is because Boston Latin School is the oldest high school in the entire country. Pretentious much. Our mascot was Romulus and Remus.
Oh my God.
Wolf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
So we were like, Romulus and Remus are twin brothers whose story tells of the events that led to the founding of the Roman Empire. So yes, we were the Roman, like
clearly Romulus and Remus, Empire. Not your Roman Empire.
No, not my Roman Empire. But those are the wolves that we were. The ancient wolves.
Amazing.
Ancient wolves, yeah. Okay, question number 5. Do you prefer A, Hot Topic gay, B, Cheerleader gay, or C, The Voice gay?
I mean, as an aesthetic, I'm going to say Hot Topic gay.
Good choice.
But, I feel like The Voice gay is just someone who walks around with a guitar all day, which kind of is you. And I do love you, Ellie.
Thank you. No, but I was talking about this with someone the other day. I am not the kind of person.
No, you're not.
Who likes to play music for people when they didn't ask for it. Like, I like to go to karaoke. I like to go to a setting where somebody is expecting music.
Yeah.
It drives me actually nuts when you show up to a house party and someone starts playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, nobody asked for this. Pay me to perform, and I will perform in a space where you have provided
or like
space.
Have a party where the theme is me performing. Like that's your vibe. Yeah.
Yes. But I just don't like unexpected performances.
So true.
It just makes me anxious. I'm like, this is not the place.
So when James drives away and he's like, I wrote a song for you.
Oh, that drives me nuts. And it's also, I feel like it's such a man thing. It's a man with a guitar thing who's like, you want to hear me play and sing right now. And I'm like, I'm better than you. And I don't want to hear you play and sing. And I don't have the ego that you do to feel like somebody else wants me to play and sing right now.
You know what that's reminding me of? Did you ever see that TikTok where it's someone A made the TikTok and B decided to post it, and it's them on an elevator and the elevator got stuck. And she made this video where she was like, oh, the elevator got stuck and we were in there for so long, but like luckily I had my guitar. And it's just it's this video of her, I swear to God, of her playing and singing this guitar in a fucking crowded, jammed, locked elevator, and just a whole bunch of people like awkwardly standing there just with these faces being like, just kill me.
Yeah.
Just kill me. And still decided to like post the video as being like, I brought joy to all these people's days. And every single one of those people looks like they would jump out of that elevator, like straight down the elevator shaft if they had the opportunity.
It's so right, though. It's like, it's just like all about context. I just feel very strongly about this. Like, do not start playing for some. And I also hate when people ask me to sing on like a random. I met someone the other day and they were like, oh, you're a singer? Like, sing for me now. I'm like, we are out to dinner. I'm not singing for you at this dinner table with 10 people.
Yeah.
Like, no. And I did. I literally said to her, I was like, you can come see a show if you want to see me sing. And like someone else at the table was like, oh my God, I can't believe you. And I'm like, no, I'm legitimately like, I just don't want to sing for you right now.
You're like we're at a restaurant.
It's not a sing monkey sing situation, please.
Yeah. It's also just, that's such an awkward place to do that.
And I'm like
what do you think is going to happen in that situation? What's the outcome that she had in mind?
I don't think you understand how loud
yeah.
So I'm
but like how loud anyone would sing, because the thing is, if you were gonna sing anything in a way that would like show someone what a good singer you are,
I'm a good singer,
like it's not like, gonna be
I'm gonna be
quiet
enough next to
enough.
them being like, let me sing like, kiss me beneath the milky twilight, and then I don't sound like I'm a good singer, right? I'm whispering,
right?
And I'm like, it's weird.
It is weird.
It's weird.
I kind of really want to know what the intended outcome of that was in her head. Like, I would just love to be like, how did you see this playing out? Like, what did you think? What was going to happen? Fascinating.
Yes. But yeah, great end of this conversation. Anyone else, if you feel the same way, if you are a non-singer and somebody starts singing at a party, are you happy about that? Are you like, oh my God, that was amazing? Or are you like, please stop playing?
Stop.
I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Anyways, here's Wonderwall.
And with that, you can answer our Q&A questions on our Twitter at Lez Hang Out Pod.
I just feel like that would be a really good way to end the episode, Ellie, is if you just suddenly cut into a clip of you playing Wonderwall. Anyways, that's all.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from you and building community, so we want to shout out some of our favorite things each episode. We want to give a shout out to Armani Esgucci on Instagram, who has one of our top fans and has been binging all of our episodes for the past few months. She also said she's surprised that we didn't run into each other because she used to live in Boston and went to karaoke all the time. So she knows what to do in Boston.
It's a small Boston world, man.
I bet you we were in the same spaces at some point.
But it is, listen, we obviously are recording this on Spotify Wrapped week, so Spotify Wrapped actually came out today for us. So we just wanted to shout out also Alice, who reached out on Instagram to also let us know that we are in their top podcasts. I know there were a few people. It's just, listen, those numbers roll out every year, and you see, like, hey, you're in the top 10 podcasts for like 4,000 people, and that's just wild.
It's pretty
crazy.
Freaking cool.
We're just so happy you're all out there, is all.
So thank you.
Yeah.
As always, we want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Lizette Stye,
Adi Benitez,
Fiona W.,
and Sophia Phillips.
And our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen.
And Andrea Doucette. Thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon. We could not continue to make this show without you.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Lez Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at lezhangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at lezhangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use for podcasts, make sure you subscribe to be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also have videos going up on our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/lezhangoutpod to catch those.
Lez Hang Out is an independently produced show hosted by us with audio production by me. Our production assistant is Kristen Murison, and Twitter shenanigans by Leigh Holmes Foster.
If you want to help support the podcast, the first thing you can do is leave us a rating and a review on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts. It helps new people find the show.
If you want to support us on Patreon, it makes a huge difference to us and our small team. You can do that at bit.ly/lezpatreon, and you'll get access to all kinds of bonus episodes. We're releasing one new bonus episode every single month, so you have extra content on there for when you just miss us too much. You can join at bit.ly/lespatreon.
If you want to pick up some Lez Hang Out merch, the time is coming quick to get all of those designs in by Christmas if you'd like any of our holiday designs. We have a whole bunch of new designs that we put up. They have cute little Christmas lights in the colors of all of the pride flags. So many pride flags. If I missed a pride flag, let me know. I will make you that one with that pride flag. But they're super cute, and you can find those and all of our other designs up in our TeePublic at bit.ly/LezShop.
And remember, we have a queer production company making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings that you can find everywhere at $beanprod.
You can also check out our website, dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can listen to all the episodes of our first show, The Flame, on any podcasting app.
And if you want to help support us in making more musicals, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon.
If you want to follow us individually, you can follow me at Ellie Brigida on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Leigh. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Hi, I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I am the host and creator of the podcast Only One in the Room. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us and lose yourself in someone's incredible Only One story. We talk to real people dealing with issues like infertility, the death of a loved one, human trafficking, and women who, fake it. Oh, and we want to be fair, so we talk to celebrities too. Emmy winners like actor John Cryer, supermodels like Amber Valletta, and rock stars like Ryan Dusick. Everyone is invited to share their Only One story with our listeners. With 21 seasons and counting, we guarantee you that Only One in the Room has a story that you'll connect with. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone. Download Only One in the Room on Apple or Spotify today.